Oh,
Yeah.
if this building could talk. This, of course, was a two-stage build. I believe it's 1921 when this first section was built. On this end, where we have everything blocked in, which is now storage for the administration, the middle section of windows, where you have the larger section of windows, that's actually where the entry was. There was a doorway that went through there, one of these limestone caps above the doorway, and then windows at the top. But that was the school. The senior high is what it was called, went only in this building, and that was until we added the second side over there, when the school system went from a 7-4, which was 7 lower grades and 4 upper grades, to a more expanded system, which was, I believe, a 5-3-3. Still only 11 grades. But the admin section in the center and that entire right side were all added at the same time in order to meet the expansion that was necessary because the school system was growing.
Now, when was this?
I believe that was 1930s. It's in the 30s. It's when this section was added, because that's when the gymnasium was added. Now, the gymnasium, which is on the other side, was a part of a WPA project, which was, post-depression, to try to keep people employed. And the great thing about the gymnasium is, if you look at it, of course, the front has the red brick to match everything else. But if you look down the side, as you would see with most WPA projects, it's rock. And it's rock on the sides and on the back. So it was quite the building. I believe it says on it 1939, so that's when the gymnasium was put in there. Of course, box 1 wasn't put in until, that would be about 1960 that box 1 was put in. It was put in as a music for the band on the top floor of the middle school and wood shop on the bottom floor. Any special memories about that school or anything?
Gosh, that's been so long ago. And I was so in love with Maurice Mullins.
Oh, really?
We started dating in high school.
Okay.
And 2 years out, we married.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! Yes. The infamous senior picture.
Yeah.
1982.
1982. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, I had Miss Gould for Latin and English, but and she was a great teacher. But taught me how to write.
Okay.
Because you had to write she gave you a word on Monday, and you had to write a one-page essay using that word. And I really learned to write, because then she would come back, and you had to have it really compact and not put too many words in and say it distinctly.
Well, one of the things, we've just come from the school, and we explored all the areas that are closed off.
Yeah.
And Jamie asked me, he says, well, now, did you all slide down these banisters? And I said, yes, if you didn't get caught.
Yeah. I never did, but
You did?
some of them did.
Okay.
No, I was very cautious.
This was the way you went to phys ed, down those stairs, if you couldn't go through up here, because a lot of times you couldn't go up through here because other activities were going on. So down through here and around, and that was the way. And that whole area back there was the field. Now, before the high school stadium was built in 41, that was the football field. And people sat on this terrace over here to watch a football game. I haven't found a picture yet that had bleachers at this school, so apparently that was just the way it was. We're going to try to get into the gym today to get some pictures in there of the old junior high gym.
Yeah.
And see if there's still any blood on the wall from dodgeball, because that
I remember that.
dodgeball was...
I had several pair of glasses broken during those sessions.
Yes,
There's a picture of you here on the track team. And my question is, the track, it was a cinder track then?
Yes, sir. It was cinder track back in those days. You know, you couldn't afford to.
You say back in those days.
Back in those days, yes, 1964, you know, that cinder track, you couldn't afford to fall. You'd be have cinders all in your legs. You know, that wasn't very fun.
Oh,
That
man.
was a great time. Coach Jack Fry was our coach back in those days, and he really worked us hard.
Yeah. Well, you were kind of involved in lots of different things because you were also in the band and
Yes, I was in the band. Baritone player under the famous Jimmy Blackwell. Yes, sir.
oh, man. She was a young teacher, drove a new Thunderbird, and would give students, pets, a pass to go off campus to town to get her cigarettes. Do you remember the comma blunder? If you put a comma in when you weren't supposed to, it was an automatic F. You were better off
was
leaving
tough.
the commas
I
out.
don't think I put any commas in. I don't know if I even put periods in.
Okay.
Periods to cancel that.
Didn't do very good there.
You did fine, and we'll edit, or he'll edit out anything that comes across really dumb.
Think about
The whole thing was dumb.
Junior, what was then called
Junior,
junior school,
and junior high was on-
junior high in
On the other end.
Uh-huh.
Which elementary school?
I went to Central.
Okay, were you in the 3-story building there?
Yes.
Okay.
I went to 4th grade in that
And that, yeah,
3-story
three-story building.
Yeah, I remember.
Did you ever go down the slide over there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
you weren't supposed to do that.
I don't think we did that but one time though.
Yeah,
I guess
just
they
one.
showed us, how to
That
do
was a
it.
controlled experiment.
We went to elementary in the old Rotunda building down
That's
here
right.
at Central.
A 3-story. Did you ever go down the slide?
I actually got in trouble going down the slide. Some of us went out on the landing one morning before class because it was at the window by our classroom. And one lady who still lives here in town decided to be funny and shut the window on us so we couldn't get back in the classroom. And Carrie Mayhedge, the principal, walked out at the bottom and gives a come here signal to us, and on the way down is a slide. And we spent the morning in her office learning the
Reason why you shouldn't do that?
reasons why you're not supposed to do that.
We've got spirit, we've got drive, senior class of 65.
Right. I look back at the old annuals, and of course the teachers all wore dresses back in the day. And even when I started teaching in 1986, we were expected to really wear kind of church attire, and always had a pantyhose. Now that wasn't necessarily a written requirement, but it was an expectation.
Now, let's clarify, just the ladies wore pantyhose.
Yes, just the
Okay,
ladies
okay.
wore pantyhose, despite Mark Spitz.
Yeah, but where's that hand? You gotta do it at the same time. Let's get it all together. Ready, cut, ready, action.
HHS graduate, 1981. We're the best, second to none. Senior class of 81.
We got it.
Oh my God!
On the land originally. But when I was growing up, we had 2 high schools here. We had a African American high school and an Anglo high school. And this was the African American high school. Thing we always laughed, we were the Lions and Hill High School was the Panthers. And this was quite a school in its day in that it had a lot of spirit over here. There were kids that went here that I knew that we couldn't equal them at Henderson High School. And in fact, we came over here and borrowed their drum cadences because they had a lot more spirit than we ever did, and introduced them at the Cotton Bowl Parade in Dallas in 1965. I remember Jimmy Blackwell walking back and saying, "Where did that come from?" And we had to tell him it came from Hill High because our drum line was just not that exciting back then. Most of the kids were Henderson. You didn't have a lot of the country kids that were there at the
The
time?
country kids came in there last year because all the communities around had school, but they sent them into Henderson for their senior year.
Okay.
And,
Was
you
that
know, you just-
senior year, was that 11th grade or 12th grade then?
Oh, it was just 11.
Okay. This was Miss Hayes' English class, 9th grade. Now, the thing that was great about being in this room is you could see everybody who came to school because these windows looked out into the front. So you could actually see who was coming in. Miss Hayes was a very diligent English teacher. And one day, she sort of passed out right here in class. So our class was always known for just taking charge. 4 of us got her up, got her to her car. 2 went with her in that car and 2 went in my car because I was driving in the 9th grade. Took her home, got her inside, told her husband what had happened, and then came back to school and realized we hadn't told anybody in administration that we'd taken one of their teachers home or that we had a class that was unsupervised. But it didn't matter. I mean, we weren't going to do anything bad anyway, but that's just the way it was done.
There was a hand job with the 82?
No, we didn't have a hand job.
I would bring you my 67 annual, but all those sweet nothings that all those girls wrote in there, we wouldn't want to publish that.
And your wife has already scratched through some of them, right?
Some of them we took a pair of scissors.
Oh. 125 years.
125 years of success and happy birthday, and I'm just happy to be a small part of it. It was very, very important in my career to be educated at a good school like Henderson. And thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
Happy 125th birthday, and we pray that we'll have another 125 more unless the good Lord comes and takes us home.
All right. Thanks a lot. Good.
He's good.
Happy 125th, Henderson ISD, and I, for one, am proud to be a graduate of such a fine institution.
So I would like to thank all the teachers at Henderson ISD and happy birthday to Henderson ISD.
125 years.
125 years. Remarkable district.
Remarkable.
Yes, yes.
Happy 125th, and hope you guys are enjoying it as much as we did.
Happy birthday, 125 for HISD. Wonderful.
Okay.
Told you I can't talk.
We'll make you a star.
Well, I am so excited to say happy 125th anniversary to Henderson Independent School District. Go Lions!
Happy birthday, HISD. I enjoyed every moment I was in school here. Had good teachers and good classmates, and we just had lots of fun and learned a lot too.
And a husband.
Yeah, and a husband.
Your turn.
Shall I say it now? Yeah. Happy 125th anniversary.
Excellent. We'll make you a star on that.
Hey Henderson, happy 125th.
Excellent. Excellent. We're finding all this talent.
I know.
We just find talent everywhere we go.
One of the greatest things about being able to meet with people like we've been able to do is you can almost get a perspective. We've talked to people who graduated in the 80s. We've talked to people who graduated in the 30s. There's one thing that goes through, all the way through. Good teachers, good school system, and they respect it. And I think that, plus the fact that when Ms. Mullen just said that they added band and homemaking her senior year, and she participated. Now we have kids coming along now that they're adding special computer classes and things like that, and they're participating. So we keep evolving as a school district, and it works. We have people that still respect what happened in the 30s and know that it helped them. That's the sort of thing that we want to keep going all the way through the future.